The No Normies podcast.
It has been a hot minute.
It has been the hottest of minutes.
So hot. Long story short, we had some software problems. Boo.
But in that absence, we did some personal growth, and
We did some soul searching. When I say soul searching,
I shaved my balls.
He shaved his balls, and then we saw Dr. Strange.
Dr. Strange. Okay, so going into it, I knew ancillary character from the Marvel Universe. I would see him pop in and out of a couple comics, but I mean, he was just like that guy with the goatee and the weird cape
and the yellow gloves. Yeah, he popped. You remember him from? I remember. I didn't read too many comics, but he definitely popped out.
He would probably be that smelly character in the Marvel Universe that had too much like talks about crystals.
Talked about kale way too much.
Yeah, he'd be pretty annoying. I'm sure the X-Men definitely did not dig him.
He was for Bernie.
Yeah.
I was for Bernie. Anyways, by the way, guys, while we're recording this, the presidential election's going on right now.
And enough said about that.
The apocalypse is coming. Yeah, so we saw Dr. Strange.
Yep.
And me and Brad, usually we talk after the movies, and we had a very serious talk while everyone was like, "Oh, wow, amazing. We better talk about this more." Walking out.
The credits ended, the lights came up, and me and Jim looked at each other for a hard minute and just shook our heads. And I know that I've gotten flack from sharing my opinions about Doctor Strange. Have you?
Let's just put it this way. Everyone, their dick is pretty hard for this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why. We don't know why.
Listen, I don't hate the movie. Do you?
No. It's just. I mean,
I don't like it.
I don't like it. It was lazy in many senses of the word lazy.
It was a hard C, maybe a bit of a C plus, but no.
Yeah. So we can't. So by the way, spoilers, because we definitely have to talk about scenes to really explain why we feel this way. But we have some good points. So please, if you bear with us and just listen to us,
don't you dare turn it off. And okay, he starts off. He starts off. He's a dickish, prickish neurosurgeon.
Yeah, I guess you would have to explain that first off, he's a doctor. He's supposed to have kind of like a Tony Stark kind of like he's got swag. I remember from the comic, he was supposed to have swag. He's very like he does everything right. He knows what he's doing. He's a pro, whatever he does.
Pro and pompous to that extent. Mm-hmm. And then his love interest, if it could be called, is Rachel McAdams. Do you even remember her character's name in that?
I think it was. No, guess not.
No, yeah, exactly. So she's kind of like his little buddy in the neurosurgery ward, and he's just kind of plays with her emotions and just kind of
play with her.
No, not even that. That would be interesting. That would be a character arc, but it's not. It's just kind of just a cat and mouse kind of game, but not even romantic.
Will they? Won't they? But very stale.
Yeah, and they won't. Trust me.
And Dr. Strange is played by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep, played by the most British-sounding name you can get.
And the British face. Don't get me wrong, I consider myself to be a Cumberbatch. Like, I love him in Sherlock. I'm a huge fan of his work.
Sure, I loved him in The Imitation Game, but there are just some things that just do not work with certain character actors.
So let's say right there, yeah, for casting, that might have been a huge issue for us. It's just, they could have gone with someone else. I just think it would have... don't get me wrong, when you're an actor who does all these very famous fictional characters... It's going to be hard because you'd be typecast and people are like, that's Sherlock with a wig and a mustache.
Right.
And it's like, I can see that, but still, I feel like they missed it there. They missed their mark.
I feel like they missed it also with him as Khan in the Star Trek.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So he's got two mismatch, and it's just, he's hot shit in the moment, but I just don't see it as that.
That's why Marvel probably went for it, because he is hot right now. He's big. He's a big name.
Big name in literal and in figurative. And, they just, I can understand it. So, okay, I'll give you that. Walking in, Cumberbatch is Dr. Strange.
Yeah.
For this hour and a half.
Sure.
So, and then he gets in an accident while driving on a very windy road, and it just basically fucks his hands up completely, which was kind of funny to see, because it was great. It just came out of nowhere. It was a good scene.
Yeah, they pulled the whole Bruce Wayne thing. He's in his. That's one, I was gonna ask you when we were watching this, or ask you after the movie, because I've been an asshole if I asked you while we were watching this. But so he's a brain surgeon. I'm guessing he makes a lot of fucking money because
there's not a lot of poor brain surgeons in the real world too. So that was kind of
believable. Right. Like he had the sports car. He had everything. His car was again Marvel universe. I think in that universe everything is very futuristic. So he's got one hell of an iPod. Just like he's got a crazy Siri system. He's in a car. His assistant, whoever is like calling him, he's like, "Oh, I pass on that one. Pass. Find me an operation I can do. I need something that
that would give me a claim. I'm looking for the big score here in brain surgery."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and the one thing that Jim and I, before he gets to his origin, in one scene he's doing brain surgery, an emergency brain surgery on a guy who got shot in the neck with a bullet, in the lower brain with a bullet. He goes into the brain surgery, and both him and Rachel McAdams have no surgical mask on.
And this is after an operation where they had full bodysuit basically on their face, on their body.
So it's established that he's a normal brain surgeon. It's not a future where they can not wear masks and talk to each other.
Can't infest the brain.
Yeah, so he's got this guy open on a table, and he's talking and quipping with Rachel McAdams and the dickish doctor that he's kind of in competition with. And then it cuts to one of them looking at each other, and it's kind of a time lapse. And then the next scene, they all have surgical masks on. It's a small, little bit of pissy moment.
No, but at the same time, it's like anyone with eyeballs can basically see that continuity issue where it's like, no mask. It's like the director said, shit, guys, listen, let's just put a mask on. No one's going to pick up on this.
Yeah, and it's only shot in digital. We can't go back and retape it at all. No take
two. It's not possible. We don't have the money.
Cumberbatch is not a two-time Cumberbatch. It's a one-time.
Disney, we don't have the money, guys.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay. All right. So he's in the car. He gets in an accident. Fucks his hands up royally, and now he can't. He's just Johnny Shivers. He's just a quivering little mess.
Dr. Johnny Shivers Strange. Yeah. This is also a thing that kind of popped up in my head as an issue for me. Everyone will watch movies, so we understand how things are going to get are going to be revealed to us.
Yep.
But when you can predict every little thing for an origin story that's going to happen, you just pissed me off so goddamn much because he got in the accident. Okay, what's the next step? I got to fix my hands somehow because I want to be a doctor again. So he's all, he's disheveled. He's growing facial hair because he can't shave because his nerve damage is so fucked up in his hands.
He's hemorrhaging money trying to find special surgeries to even do the most remote fix on his hands.
He's been outed in the doctor community. Yeah, and then it's one of those, I know, I can't name the movies, but there's so many fucking times where the main character has to run to somebody and they're like, oh, well, I went to this mystical so-and-so and this fucking mountaintop in Sherpa and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, really? I know that happened in the comics, but they made it basically, they took footnotes from the comics.
And these scenes are rapid fire. They do not give you a chance to understand that he's gone into a complete character change.
Spiral.
He's spiraling into
He got rid of the girl. He was with his friend, his nurse buddy are no longer friends because he snapped at her.
Yeah. And even then, it was just when he snapped, you can hear that everybody in the auditorium just go, ooh. but me and Jim were kind of just shaking our heads like,
oh, you catty bee.
Oh.
Meow.
Kitty's got some claws.
Meow. When he's going through physical therapy, one of the physical therapists said there was a guy just like you, man, that didn't believe he was gonna get better. And then they had this whole back and forth about I saw him walk after the whole this guy got in an accident where his spine got shattered and he couldn't walk. And he's like, you got better. And then Dr. Strange was like
bullshit.
And then that was the one funny good part was I did the physical therapist saying I want to prove you wrong. That was cool.
Yeah.
That one little interaction from that side character.
The physical therapist was more interesting than Dr. Strange.
Yeah.
All right, so he finds him playing pickup ball in this corner of the city, and he's like, "Okay, you got to go to Shambhala."
And the guy who's now cured and playing basketball is way too fucking cool. He's like, and he's got more personality than Menda. Again,
an ancillary character that could just have his own goddamn movie. Basketball Pangborn. Pangborn. Jesus Christ. Pangborn. You're gonna be just all. Oh my god. Okay, so he spends his last bit of college tuition money and goes over.
He sold his last Beanie Baby to go all the way to Tibet or where was it? Tibet or
somewhere in Tibet that they made up, and it's
Kathmandu, somewhere near Kathmandu. I remember it was
flying
named.
Fuck
exactly.
And so he just magically comes some guy, some hooded specter just notices him and follows him.
That's another weird setup. I get so tired of this, but the main guy is being surrounded by thugs. He gets saved by the person he was trying to find. I've seen that in so many fucking movies. It's think of something unique and different.
Yeah, there's no happenstance or perchance of coming across anyone. It just, they will find you. I mean, you don't have to worry.
Give me Dr. Strange in a Denny's all the way out there, and the guy's like, can you pass me a napkin?
Wait a minute. You passed that very magically.
I know.
Teach me.
I'll have a Big Mac. Teach me.
All right, so he pulls him into his clubhouse, and they're sitting. There's the whitewash.
Yeah, here we go. Everyone heard about that.
Here
so
we go.
yeah,
Trigger warning, spoiler alert.
That was definitely. I mean, I think sometimes studios, people know it's an issue. I mean, they listen to the fans and people who watch. They listen to their audiences. So at this point, I just feel like the higher ups are just like, fuck it, let's see how far we can go and piss off these people. Because I love that actress, but her being the chosen one, I think I kind of had to close my eyes, maybe go to the lobby a couple times.
She's not Yoda, and yet she's given that. She's given she's given the opportunity to be the main character's teacher in the story arc, and it's just an odd choice. Tilda Swinton is a brilliant actress, but it's just weird. You could have easily gone with any Asian actor, Middle Eastern actor.
It would have been nice.
It just would. I mean, I would have believed fucking Aziz Ansari.
Yeah.
Just give me somebody.
There was too many White Walkers in that one scene. I swear to God, it's like put a ball cap on her, good. Put a mustache on this guy, good. Very pale, both British, and it's just like, what's happening? Why would you do that move? Why would you make that move? And then he's there, and it's just like it's a quick. It was so like everything else in this goddamn movie. It didn't give you time to really take in much, but like he's there. Of course, she denies him at first. Surprise, he gets thrown out. He stays outside on the porch for like a couple hours.
Which is maybe like 2 minutes in this actual movie.
And then, hey, you're back in.
You're back in, buddy. Oh, and here's a little joke. We're going to give you a Wi-Fi password because we're not savages. Come the fuck on.
Hey.
The proceeding of the story moving the story along goes so quickly, you don't have time to even really revel in the character change. Mm-hmm. Now, the ancillary bits and pieces for when they're going into the magic realm, those were really cool. They're really interesting. It's crazy.
The effects were great.
The artist took it really out there, and I bought it. It was cool. Again, it's not a bad looking movie. It's basically like it's setting the movie.
Yeah, it's basically it's more like VFX reel, the movie. That's all it really is.
That's exactly.
Because the only time it really captured the moment was when I was watching those special effects, the different realms or whatever trippy thing was going on. And even the effects, they could have pushed a lot more because I wasn't thinking like Crystal World. Whoa, fingers coming out of fingers. Get out of here, man. Like they could have really pushed that more. I was kind of disappointed about that.
Yeah. But again, it didn't look bad. So it was just a middle of the road thing again. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then now he's okay. He's one of the club and he's learning.
He's got to learn. This was a huge issue, I think, for both of us, where you have a guy who says, there's that moment where the chosen one goes, like, how do you become a doctor? Because I learned and studied for years. Let's give this a year. I know everything I need to know.
And I learned it from books in my local library.
Seriously. Yeah, there was no, I didn't believe he actually deserved the powers after just studying a year,
Not at all,
He didn't deserve them. If you study for a year, it's like, you gotta you're a master now? What the shit?
Yeah, exactly. Just, really his only superpower was like a photographic memory. And even that is just, come on. Yeah, you're just a nerd, man. So... Yeah, a year later, I guess it doesn't even really say.
It doesn't. It is the passage of time is so.
It felt like a week
over the place. Yeah. So even down to the spells and like the objects they use for the scenes, this is something we brought up where it's like you gotta make a portal. All right, first you gotta use this decoder ring. This thing he found in a Cracker Jack box.
Fucking decodering the half brass knuckles of Liberace that he uses to get around from place to place. That's the one caveat to this multiverse god weapon is that you can only wear it. You have to wear it to make it work. But you can jump anywhere in reality.
You can also switch up time and matter and like, cross-dimensional things, but you have to wear the ring.
Holy fuck. So then they find out one of their little headquarters got messed up by one of the main story bad guy, which is played by Mads Mikkelsen. Again, awesome character actor. Awesome actor, period. He looks just so intense. He looks like he could melt steel beams just by looking at it sternly.
But boring character development, boring story. So it makes everything... You put all these gems in just mud.
I can't remember what his name is in that movie either.
I think his name was Mascara Face. I think it was.
Yeah.
Purple... mascara, sparkly face. That was it.
Gem and the Holograms. That could have been his
Gem
name.
and the holograms. Beep, beep,
And
beep.
it would work. Oh my god, it would fucking work. He could have been called Gem and his bad guys would be called the holograms. Oh,
That would have been great. But
Marvel?
That would have been a good joke, too.
you're welcome.
That's from every goddamn movie in the past was he just happened to be a disciple that went evil. And it's like,
Oh, did he?
what movie? Star War? Nah, I can't remember the name. It's some movie like that. It's not, it has like
Belloc.
a Death Star.
Let's see.
Who the fuck knows? But yeah, one of those stories where it's like, you got this evil student that goes to the dark side. Star Wars.
God damn it.
That's what it was.
They own that too, Jim.
Oh, man. Yeah, so you have that going on, and
then he got to get his gang of do-gooders. They got to go fight him, but he's still not that good.
still not that strong.
Yeah, and so he goes and fights them in this London. He goes through a portal, and they end up in London. And then he gets smashed through a couple cases, and then he gets one of his signature looks.
Oh yeah,
The fucking Aladdin magic carpet cape of his, and my eyes rolled out the fucking back of my head. Now, this may be part of who he is in the comic. Maybe the character has a sentient cape in the comic, but god damn it.
You mean a best friend?
My
Best friend cape.
Sundays on NBC. Yeah, it was just kind of annoying. And I mean, everything magical that happened, it was really just I could not care. I couldn't care. They were just, it wasn't cool. They used 3 spells every time. It was just 3 different spells. A shield, a kind of a javelin, and a whip. That's about it.
Harry Potter's still being the shit out of this movie.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ, yes.
And so yeah, there's that comes down, in my opinion, to the lazy filmmaking. Here's a good scene. There he gets knocked down some stairs. You don't see him for a second. He falls in the stairs. You think he broke his neck because he fell down. He couldn't hold on to anything, and the cape goes after him. And then all of a sudden he flies back up, and there's a really cool hero moment where he's floating now, and it looks like the cape chose him. He's Dr. Strange. That was like a second, and then they go back to whatever shitty fight scene they were doing. They could have at least spent more time on there.
Yeah, I think it even goes into a quip, like a joke after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kills his persona. And so that's another biggest problem with this movie is that they keep trying to make him funny, but also serious, and they didn't pick a side. He's
funny swag. He's walking the line. He's not doing a good job at it.
I felt it took a lot it took a lot from the pages of Guardians of the Galaxy. It opens with a cool 70s song.
Yeah.
You have a main character who's likable but unlikable at the same time, and then he just rides the line. But he's not Chris Pratt, and that character
or Tony Stark.
Yeah, or Tony Stark, and that character has to be. You need to either take him seriously or know him as a trickster, but you can't have both.
Pick a side.
Totally.
Pick a side.
So eventually they fight each other, and one side gets better. The bad guys get the orb or whatever the fuck they're trying to do.
Yeah, I don't even remember what they were trying to get. Was it a piece of writing out of a book or?
Oh yeah, they try to contact the supernatural being of destruction.
So basically, they're trying to contact a Cthulhu type character.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that destroys Hong Kong. They've had both of there are 3 locations, 2 of them have been blown up, yada yada. They don't even show the second location getting blown up in New York, which would be a great time to throw in 1 or 2 Avengers. I don't know.
That's right.
That would have been great. You think they would have noticed that? Would have registered on the Richter scale?
Something like that was happening, yeah.
Christ.
But they were busy fill in the blank. I don't know. They're probably not busy. I don't know.
Shawarma run. So then we end up final scene. We're fighting in the middle of Hong Kong, and it is just the most.
Oh, they were in Hong Kong at the end.
The Hong Kong was the last area.
See, I went to the bathroom because
you made up because I had to just take a breather.
I had to take a breather from this
and go read something interesting.
Go read a movie poster.
So yeah, and then they're fighting, and eventually just they lose, and then Strange is like, "Oh, I could turn back time."
Oh wait! Before you go into that scene, don't forget about the. See, you even forgot because it was this shitty. The part where the Chosen One was dying, and they had that connect. They're trying to have a connection moment with the Chosen One.
Yeah, before the last.
Up too, yeah.
So before Hong Kong, forget that. There's the Chosen One gets the bad guy gets one right gets a real left hook on the Chosen One. Bam. Or pardon me, the Ancient One. Yeah. Tilda Swinton basically takes one on the chin. And so she's dying, and he brings her back to the hospital where Rachel McAdams is just dragged in. She's just...
I was just a nurse. I was saving someone's life. What's going on? Do you need help?
Now, I've seen some bad relationships in front of me in real life and on the cinema, and he just comes in and uses her and then drops her again. And he just drops this, like, balding lady on his table, just like, hey, can you fix her? Don't ask questions. And so she dies on the table, and they goes into the spirit realm where he talks with Tilda, and it's supposed to be something really poignant.
They're on. This is the whole scene. I kind of thought about this more.
Okay.
They're both on the astral plane. They're both flowing out of their bodies, because I think by her flowing out of her body, she can kind of like pause the moment before she dies, because she knows she's going to die. And she kind of explains that you have to. He's a doctor he's a perfectionist, and she says you have to fail to actually become the best. And he's always afraid of failing.
That's a good message.
Which has to do with the ending part. We'll get back to that. But yeah, there's a scene where they're trying. They hold hands. These people wouldn't look at each other really in the face during the first and second act. You know,
it's like you're dealing with your housemate's cat that you really don't like,
or a potted plant.
Yeah, there was no connection to each other whatsoever. Benedict Cumberbatch and Tilda Swinton did not really talk to each other, let alone have a student-teacher relationship. So now they're trying to force this kind of feeling on you as the audience. Mm-hmm. And it just falls so fucking
Hold
flat.
hands, slow down time, which I don't know if even worked. And then hold hands for a second.
Fades away.
Then like Yoda and Obi-Wan, gone. Holy shit.
Bald specter. A bald white lady's gone.
I gotta fix my hands now. Forget all this amazing magic I have.
Anybody got Purell?
That's another thing that really pissed me off in that scene, and kind of the whole movie was he had a spiritual awakening. Mm-hmm. You don't go back from a spiritual awakening and be like, I need to fix my hands. I can see other worlds, but I need to fix my hands.
Yeah. After the turn, like the finding the goddess, as they would say in the Joseph Campbell story arc, he just goes right back to being a dick. And
dick.
What? You can't do that. Oh, well, they did it, and
He did it, and breaking
all right, okay,
records.
so we're back in Hong Kong. Final fight. And then, so he ends up like, oh, okay, I failed in that too. Oh, wait, I gotta be comfortable with failing to succeed. Mm-hmm. And then he gets it in his mind that he's gonna go bargain with the evil demon that's like crashing reality and turning everything.
If I remember, they're trying to involve their universe into other universes. Like he's a collector of universes in a way.
Yeah,
like every mega
kind of like a Galactus kind of villain or something.
Yeah.
So he jumps into his realm that he's pulling out, and it's just I like the character that they did. It's Dormammu. If you looked at him up in like the comic version, he kind of looks
like a fat-free yogurt in a way.
Yeah, Activia. Yeah, totally. Jamie Lee Curtis is eating him like when he pops in, and she's like, yeah, it helps him poop. So, yeah, you get there, and it's in his realm, and again, the world is cool. I mean, the sets and visuals are awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he just starts, he basically tricks him into some kind of plot that he has to agree to.
They call back with one of the magic spells, because in the beginning, there's a scene where he plays with a book he's not supposed to read, and the spell has to do with controlling time, reversing and forwarding and pausing at whatever reality you're in. And so, yeah, he basically sets a trap for this villain. He goes to meet this villain, and
he comically gets killed every time, and he comes back to life. And he's like, "Oh, it's going to be forever unless you strike a bargain with me." And granted, it was very Looney Tune-ish and kind of funny every time he got killed.
It was interesting. I like that.
That was
a
the best part.
Very interesting way to beat. And it goes back to him failing 1,000 times, which he did, and that's what kind of broke the whole issue.
But ultimately, he just ends up, it just does a jump cut, and then he's back in Hong Kong, and everything's fixed, and then they're like, what did you do? He's like, oh, I made a deal. And you're like, you don't even see the fucking deal being made!
That was basically how, that right there, he says how much effort they put into the whole movie. It's like, what happened? This whole amazing, the world's being destroyed and everything, what happened? I made a deal. You guys want to, like, get a bagel or something?
I'll fix it. Yeah,
I'll fix it. What? What?
So everything's fine. And now, and so it ends with him being just now he's the smartest one. So
yeah, it does basically in that way.
Credits.
And God, so what else? We saw this movie like a couple days ago, and we already forgot like a lot of it. That's not good. You want to see a movie that you can remember, you know?
Yeah.
God damn.
I mean, we were forgetting it as soon as we walked out of the auditorium.
Yeah, we had to talk about it. And don't get me wrong, me and Brad think the character, like in the comics, is fucking awesome. Doctor Strange is a cool character, but they didn't pull it off.
It just
bring it to live action.
It's just hollow. I felt no feelings against or for, or I'm not even rooting for this guy.
I'm confused. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Let me put it this way. So the Marvel Universe, the way I feel is you have Iron Man. That was like that was the jumpstart. That was how everything began with Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. I thought that was a really good movie, Iron Man, for the whole thing. And then when Guardians of the Galaxy came along, I was like, that's great. I love Guardians. Great movie. It was different.
It was out of left field, and it took everything and it let the writers be the writers.
Didn't take it too serious. Had fun with it.
Just
People need a feel-good movie.
Deadpool, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Another crazy risk that they took, and it paid off because it was inventive and new.
Yeah, keep in mind, these aren't cinematic gems. I get it. Me and Brad can be movie snobs sometimes, but like we watch a lot of movies. But at the same time, we're paying, basically. Because these days, movies are super expensive. You want to see a good movie you can remember and talk about forever. And be like, that's great. Remember this?
It has to pay dividends on what you've just like sat down and involved yourself in. And if it's a shit movie, you just come back just going, you feel cheated.
Yeah, and we all do. We all come out of the movies and we dissect it. And I've been with my family. We do that. I've been with friends, other friends. It's like we have to talk about what worked and what didn't work.
But oddly, I'm getting a lot of pushback on people saying, "What? You're out of your mind. It was great."
Yeah.
I really don't know what they're seeing aside from the set piece.
Well, that's why you got to ask them, why'd you think it was good?
Yeah,
and you can hear whatever they're saying. You're going to be like,
it's almost like a political fight. I just don't have the
reminder. The election's tonight, guys.
Don't remind me. Yeah,
the world's ending.
Maybe we'll watch it again illegally without paying for it. I don't know. It was just kind of a letdown, and it was a softball throw from Marvel to just throw this. I don't know who was the director. What did he do?
He directed things like The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Sinister, I think, was one of them. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't really do these blockbuster movies or kind of throwaway films. I think I can't remember if Sinister was good. I haven't watched it in a long time.
I watched Emily Rose on a kind of a failed date, and I was just. It was another kind of like this. I felt just very ho hum. Okay.
Was it the actress from Dexter? I know I'm going kind of off here.
Maybe.
But was she very scrawny skinny brunette?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was that. But anyways, yeah, it's he didn't, this was I understand what Marvel's doing right now. They basically have money to play with now because they have a huge franchise. Disney owns everything. So, they can't fuck up, but at the same time they're starting to take more chances. I think after James Gunn did Guardians of the Galaxy, they're like, well, this guy was, he only made a couple little films and like kind of a TV show here and there, wasn't anything big. But now they're taking these directors who have only did like 3 films, and they're laying them to drive. That's what's going on with another thing I can think of is Spider-Man Homecoming, or Homecoming Spider-Man, whatever it's called.
Spider-Man goes to Homecoming.
Spider-Man gets a cat. Beep, beep, beep. But that director who's doing that one, he did one movie. It was like Cop Car with Kevin Bacon. Like that, there's a thing called Cop Car or something. It looked interesting, and supposedly they liked enough to give him Spider-Man.
It's weird. They're just pulling these directors out of nowhere, and it's really just like
trying.
We have enough money that we can fail and still be okay.
They have wiggle room.
Uh-huh.
And another thing,
I need them to stop wiggling it in my face.
Just stop slapping me in the face with it. Will you put it away? Please, there's children at this playground. But like, yeah, and it goes down to everything: filmmakers, casting. But if you think about it, and people have talked about this on YouTube, there's actually someone, each frame is a picture or something like that. There's a YouTuber who dissects movies a lot. He brought up a good point about the Marvel universe. Can you think of one Marvel theme song from any of those movies? Can you hum any of those songs in your head from any Marvel movie? And there's been quite a lot now.
Only Iron Man, because that's an Ozzy Osbourne song, and it's basically the name of the fucking movie.
Right.
Other than that, no.
There you go.
Yeah.
And think of, when you hear bum, 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 Star Wars.
Yep.
You know what that is. Mm-hmm. Or Jaws. Fucking, this has nothing. It's scratch soundtrack. It's scratch scoring. They're just putting these things, they're duplicating and shoving it in there. They don't edit correctly in these movies. They don't put the scores all over the place.
I wonder if they know they're doing that, or if they know that they don't have to add that much.
They're trying to sell. It's not about quality anymore. It's about quantity, and that really sucks.
Yeah.
But superhero movies are just going to keep going, and once in a while we're going to get a gem, and the rest is going to be shit.
You'll get a gem, but you'll get a lot of holograms.
I see what you did there.
Ciao.